Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Latoya and I would love to have you be a part of my ever-growing band of misfit toys. In today's video, I'm going to be starting a new series, which is going to be about my makeup collection. I have a lot of makeup. To me, it's a healthy amount. Who am I kidding? It's quite a lot. So I don't want to do it in one video because that would be a 7-hour long video. So I'm going to be breaking it up into categories. And today's category is going to be bronzers. So if you would like to see my bronzer collection, then please keep watching. Okay, in front of me here, this is probably the smallest part, I would say, of my makeup collection. In front of me here, I have 16 different bronzers. I was actually shocked that I had that much because I never really was into bronzer when I first started doing makeup, but then there were really no options for bronzers for me when I started doing makeup, and now there are tons of options for my skin tone and far deeper than me, which I think is amazing and great because inclusivity is really important. Representation is really important. And yeah, so I'm really happy about that. The brands that still haven't jumped on board, oh well for them. It's not that serious. Just don't spend your money with them. That's what I'm doing. That's the attitude that I've adopted. I'm just not going to keep begging for me to spend money with them. Do you know what I mean? So let's get into this. I'm going to be kind of breaking it into, because there's 16, is that right? Yeah, there's 16. I'm going to be breaking it into like the lower half and the upper half. I'm not going to put them in necessarily the order that of like worst to the best because it kind of gets muddy at certain points. So I'm just going to say the bottom half and then we're going to get into the top half. So yeah, for the bottom half, we have this one right here. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer. I have it in the shade Mahogany. It is 0.10 grams or 0.35 ounces. I just don't like this. It is super powdery, has tons of kick up, and it's extremely pigmented. And I know what you may be thinking, why is that a problem for a bronzer? Because you want to build up your bronzer. You don't want it to, I don't know, when you put it in your brush and put it on your face, it's just like stuck there and you have this a ton of pigment on your skin that you can't blend out, and it just looks, I don't know, like clown makeup. Do you know what I mean? So, and also the tone of this bronzer is, it's just really strange. It could be good, but I think the pigmentation is what throws it off a lot. So yeah, that is the first one that we're doing. Next, I'm going to go into these bronzers that I got from Sleek when I was in either, I don't know, Paris or London. I don't really remember. Maybe Paris. Anyways, so Sleek wasn't available in America at the time, so I was like, oh my god, I gotta get these. They have bronzers. I was so excited. So I got the medium and I got the dark, and I think I may have even gotten the deep dark or something like that. But this is the medium right here. It is a palette with highlighters in as well. And this shade is more of a shadow. It's more like of a contour shade. So for a bronzer, it wouldn't work for me personally. Oh, actually it says contouring on here. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So it's a good contour shade for my complexion. And next is the dark one. Now that I know that it's a contour shade, it makes so much more sense. So this is kind of like contour and bronzer in together, if you will, because I find that they can be interchangeable, you know what I mean? I would use these to contour, or even like to contour my face and specifically my nose, because I wouldn't go in with a bronzer on my nose. It just doesn't work well for me personally. So those are the ones by Sleek. I wanted this bronzer for the longest time. For the longest time, they only had one shade, and they came with a second shade that was lighter than the first shade, which was still significantly lighter than anything I could ever use. And they came out with 2 more shades. That is by Hoola by Benefit. This is the toasted one. I hate this. There's a caramel one. The toasted is the deeper of the two, so that's why I went for it, and it was on sale, so I was like, why not for half off? And I was like, I'm gonna go for it. But it is, the shade is so strange. So have a look at it here. And I hate these boxes that Benefit have for their products. It's just dumb. Anyways, so it's really, really dark, which is not a problem. It's just a problem for me because it doesn't work for me. It's super pigmented yet again, and it has like a reddish tone to it, which is too much for my complexion personally. But yeah, I was thinking of trying out the caramel, but I'm not sure about that because it took so long to get these as it is. I don't know if I want to go now and pay full price for the caramel and it not work for me. So yeah, Hoola Toasted is definitely not the bronzer for me. It is, what does it have? It is 8 grams and 0.28 ounces. So that's that. I have two NARS bronzers in the bottom. And this is like, this one specifically is, actually both of them are like the straddling the line between the lower and the upper half of my bronzer collection. I'm going to go in with this one first. This is Gina or Giant, I don't know. So this is my second one, and as you can see, it is very well loved and used, and Naomi Campbell actually uses this color, and she's darker than me. I was like, that's interesting, and it works. Or I think she's darker than me. I don't know. I've never met her. I like the tone of this. It's more of a shadow and more of a contoury type shade than a bronzer type shade, but other than that, it's pretty solid. This one is I think this came out this year. It's really a blur because this year, 2020, has just been, yeah, special. Almost from the very beginning. But they came out with a whole bunch of bronzers, I think like 5 of them, and the darkest color just didn't release at the same time as the other colors, and I was just like, okay. That one began with a Q. I don't know what that shade was. So I was like, let me try the second to darkest color, and that's in the shade Samoa. It is 0.28 ounces or 8 grams, just like the other NARS one, and this is what it looks like right here. And when I got this, I was like, what is going to happen here? Like, who is this for? Surprisingly, it is a good color. If I want more of like a wash of color and nothing too intense, it works, and I like it, and it shows up on my skin, which I was shocked about. It's a nice light sun-kissed, pecked type of situation. It's really pretty. I thought that the darkest one would be too dark for me, but I still might purchase it and see what it is like because I am interested. So let's move on to the last of like the lower category. This is newer to my collection. It is by Mented Cosmetics. It is 10 grams or 0.35 ounces. It is in the shade Yacht Life. This is what it looks like right here. I love their packaging. I want to buy more products from them, but that's for another video. And this is the shade right here. I've only used it a couple of times, and I really thought that it was dark, so I was using it to contour my nose. But then I sat here and I swatched this as I was swatching all of the other ones here to figure out what order and what I liked more and what I liked least. And this one is pretty okay. I liked the tone of this. I thought it was too red and too dark, but in fact, I don't think it is, so I'm going to have to try it again. I think I have a video where I use this with new products. Oh yeah, I think that was 2 videos ago, and I did use this as my bronzer. So, and I was uncertain. I was using other products as well, so I'm going to try this some more actually on my face and see how I feel about it. It also has some shimmer in it, but I don't see the shimmer when I apply it, so that's not really relevant, if you will. Now we're going to go into the upper half of my collection, And I'm just going to start anywhere, I guess. This one is by JUVIA. It is the Deep to Dark Bronzer Duo in Sun Glow and Sun Gaze. It is 11 grams or 0.39 ounces is what the packaging looks like. Really nice. As it says, it is a duo. Let me cover the mirror. That's it right there. I don't like... Both of these colors are nice, but I prefer this color over here, which is the lighter color. This one is okay, but I have to use it with a light hand because if not, it gets out of control really quickly. But they're really nice and smooth and buttery. So are all the bronzers pretty much that I have mentioned here so far and will continue to mention. They just have really great formulas, actually, except for the ABH one. I don't know. There's something super off about that one. But yeah, this one is more red in tone, and this one is just warm without the red, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. I'll be showing swatches throughout, of course, so that you could get a better idea, but the JUVIA one is really great. A sleeper, this Bobby Brown bronzer. I totally forgot about this because I have my everyday makeup behind me, and then I have the rest of my collection just around me. This is 0.28 ounces or 8 grams. This is in the shade Deep 4. And I used to love this bronzer. I wore it all the time, and as I said, because I had my everyday makeup behind me, I totally forgot that I had it when I was going to pull my bronzers for this video. And it has a really nice tone to it. It's not too red, and it's not overly pigmented. You can build it up, which is really great, and it adds a really great warmth to the face. Love, love, love this. This is the only drugstore bronzer that I have because there's just not... People think that I don't like drugstore products, and that's not the case. I've just had super bad experiences with drugstore products. They are never the right undertone. They're either too light, too dark, they're ashy, they're gray. When it comes to like base products, lip products and things like that, and cheek products, okay, but base products, foundations, concealers are starting to step their game up. Bronzers, absolutely not. So this is by Physicians Formula. It is their Famous Butter Bronzer. And for the longest time, I've heard people on YouTube talking about it. I'm like, I want to try the butter bronzer. I want to smell the holiday smell that it smells like and use it. Like, this is not right. But they don't care. They have a certain demographic, and that's that. They did come out with a couple of darker colors. This is not... I think this is the darkest. It's the Mori Mori Butter Bronzer in any case. It's 0.38 ounces or 11 grams. This is in the shade Endless Summer. Does it have shimmer in it? Yeah, it does have shimmer in it, but I didn't realize that. It doesn't really swatch too well. When I swatched it, I was like, I like this, but it is super... It's a lot darker than it appears here and that it appears in the swatches. And I really, really love this. This is my second one, believe it or not. I was surprised that I would like it so much, and I was surprised that it would show up on me. I kind of took a gamble with this one. The smell is intoxicating, but I really do like this one. No, I thought this was my most expensive one, but it in fact is not. I have one more expensive than this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one. The packaging is divine. Packaging is important when you're purchasing something. It's almost as important as the product, not as important obviously, but you know, it makes the experience a lot better. This is massive. This is in the shade 3 Tan. It is 16 grams or 0.56 ounces, twice the size of most of these other bronzers that I have here, and it's refillable. There is a little thing at the back where you can put a pin, pop it out, and put a new one in, which makes it less expensive, but still expensive at the same time because it's Charlotte Tilbury. But this right here is perfection. I love it. It's very smooth. It is not super pigmented. It's very buildable, and it gives a really nice warmth to the face. This also does not swatch very well. It looks like, does that really go with your complexion? That seems like it's for someone that's has a lighter skin, and it's not the case. I really, really love this bronzer and the brush that goes with it. All right, we have a few more left. This one I got fairly recently. It is by Nabla. It is the Skin Bronzing Sun Kiss Effect Bronzing Powder in the shade Profile. I wanted to get the shade underneath this, but I wasn't sure that it would show up on me. But this one is more, again, of a shadow. When I swatched it, I was like, maybe it could pass for bronzing. I haven't tried it that way. I usually use it to contour my nose, and I would use it as just a contour, but I'm going to try it out as a bronzer and see how that goes. This is the smallest of all my bronzers, 6.5 grams or 0.23 ounces. It's kind of a neutral shade. And like I said, it's more of a shadow. It doesn't have red to it, and it doesn't give the most warmth, but it's a nice formula. It's a little hard to pick up product because it's like that baked formula, but it's nice. It's nice. Not my favorite, but nice. This is an oldie, but a goodie. It is the Terracotta Bronzer by Guerlain. I think that they redid this. I have it in the shade 8 Ebony. It's 10 grams or 0.35 ounces. And yeah, this is the packaging right here. I love this packaging. It brings back memories of when I first started with makeup and started buying more high-end makeup. So this is it right here. It has a little bit of red to it, but not to the point where it puts me off and I wouldn't use it. I used to use this so much back in the day. I'm surprised that this is not like, I haven't hit pan on this. Like, it's shocking. I was just like, what? But it has shimmer in it, but you don't see the shimmer when you apply it to your skin. But I guess the shimmer is in it to make your skin look glowy without having like those particles on your actual face that you can visibly see. It's a really nice smooth formula. I love the tone of it, and yeah, there's nothing bad that I can say about this, but this is the one that I've had for probably the longest time, next to the Nars Duo one. Then we have this one by COVERFX. This is newer as well. I waited till this went on sale because I was like, $38? Who are you talking to? As I just showed you the Charlotte Tilbury one that's like $58 or something stupid. This is the Monochromatic Bronzer Duo Matte and Shimmer. The shimmer part I'm not with, but you know, it's in the shade Suntan Bronze. This is what the packaging looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. You see that? I hate this packaging. Just like I don't really like the Nars packaging because it's that soft matte type of thing, and as you can see, it's filthy. It looks like I abused my makeup, but it's a little hard to keep it clean, honestly. So this is it right here. This again too swatches poorly. I've never even touched the shimmer side, but like, what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do with the shimmer side? Am I supposed to put the bronzer on first and the shimmer side on top? I don't know. Let's try that out and see. Yeah, no, I don't think Is it supposed to be a highlighter? Because that's not a highlighter for me personally. I like a more champagne-y gold type of highlighter, but I like the shade and tone of this. It's really nice and smooth and buttery. It is on the border of being too pigmented, but it is really good. It gives a really nice warmth, and it's not red. I don't like red in my bronzers because it just makes me look kind of muddy. So yeah, we have 2 more left, and they're not, well, like I said, none of these were in any specific order, but the Fenty bronzer, it is called the Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. This is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. This is an odd weight. 6.23 grams or 0.22 ounces. Yeah. It's Barbados I come from, so I'm going to rep for Rihanna. I mean, of course, if she makes something good. If she makes something then I'm not going to big it up just to do that. But I do really like this bronzer. I didn't realize the dent that I put in it. Hello. It has a really, really nice tone. It can be a little bit difficult to blend out sometimes, and I think that might be because of certain foundations, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to experiment with it a little bit more, but I love this bronzer. I love the tone. I love the warmth that it gives me, and I love that it's smooth and buttery and creamy. Really, really great. Love that I have it in my collection. My favorite bronzer is the last bronzer I'm going to be mentioning, and it is my most expensive bronzer. I wasn't going to buy this because I was like, I don't think that any of these shades are going to be for me, but I took a chance and it worked out for, is it for the best? Because if I have to repurchase it, then it's super pricey. For the best, it is 12 grams, which is the second largest that I have next to the Charlotte Tilbury one, 0.42 ounces, and it is the Eclat Soleil. Oh, it says bronzing powder underneath, and this is in the shade 4. It is by Gucci. Look at that packaging. How gorgeous. Turquoise is one of my favorite colors, not to wear, but to have as like accents like in my house and stuff like that, in my like electronics and things of that nature. Here's a turquoise bag back there by Lisa Eldridge. This bronzer is perfection. Does it have a scent? The other ones don't have scents. I think the only one that has a proper scent is the Physicians Formula and this Gucci one. Look at this color. Perfection. This is, I don't know how to describe it. It is super warm without being red, and it just makes me look like I've been on the beach in Barbados, which I appreciate. It has very fine shimmer in it. I see the shimmer if I try to use it on my nose, but not when I apply it to my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin like my jawline area. This bronzer is smooth, it's buttery. I personally don't mind the scent. It doesn't swatch well, but you would think that it wouldn't suit you. There is one color darker than this, a shade 5, and I thought that that would be too dark for me. That's why I didn't pick it up, and now with COVID, can't go in store and test it or anything. I could test it on like the other people there, but that's not always the best because they're not the same complexion as me most of the time, and even if they are, it's just, I don't know, weird. So yeah, the Gucci bronzer is everything. The packaging definitely does not disappoint. They did not come to play with this one. They put their whole foot in formulating this bronzer, and yeah, if you can, check it out. I have a hell of a dent in mine, if you can see that. So I may be hitting pan soon. I think it's released this year as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that is it for my bronzer collection. This is in the first of a series of collection videos. As I said before, this is going to be the first video of this new series, which is going to be focused on my makeup collection. I'm not sure which part of my collection I'm going to do next, but until next time, if you have any of these bronzers, or if you're interested in them now that you see that I have them in my collection and maybe you're my shade twin, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what are your holy grail bronzers, what bronzers you have in your collection and that work for you. Are you subscribed yet? Because if you're not, that's really hurting my feelings. You keep coming back because it is a good time over here at the Latoya Show. So it's really easy. Just click that subscribe button right down there and stay with us. We're almost at 500 subscribers. While you're down there, click the notification bell. Make sure that it's on all so that you'll be notified when I upload my next video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.